Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I did not expect to be recording on the floor of my parents' bedroom behind a shitty green screen that I got for $7. But here we are. We are, as of recording, like 2 weeks post drama, so I'm a bit late, but my audio file's corrupted, so yeah, I'm gonna start the video now. If you want a more opinionated version of the thing I'm about to say, because this is going to be more factual based stuff, let me know in the comments, and please enjoy the video.
This video discusses the ongoing conflicts in Ukraine and Gaza and the Wagner Group. So, for that reason, viewer discretion is advised, as these subjects may be distressing to some audiences. I also like to say the intention of this video is to provide an educational analysis of Vologda mapping's demonetization. Now, Vologda the YouTuber has been demonetized permanently because of allegations by YouTube for glorifying violence. First, some context into this channel and what led to this situation would be helpful. Vologda Mapping is a YouTube channel based in Sweden. According to his channel about page, he mainly makes map videos about real and fictional scenarios. Notably though, he has shifted his content to cover the Russian-Ukrainian war and the war in Gaza. He mainly makes update videos on these topics, with a few sporadic uploads which are in the same genre but are different from these map videos. One of these videos, a song comparison he made and finished on October 3rd, 2024, comparing songs from Russia, Ukraine, and a final song associated with the Wagner Group, a controversial private military company. For those who are unaware, Wagner Group is associated by many nations to be a Russian state-funded terrorist group.
Let me get serious for a second. I just want to make sure that you all are aware that I do not support the Wagner Group or its actions. This video is meant to be for educational purposes only, and it is meant to cover the topic of Vologda mapping's demonetization. So I want to say that in the unlikely scenario that this video or this channel gets monetized, the money from this video will go to Vologda Mapping's Patreon or his Buy Me a Coffee. I'd also like to say that a lot of my evidence for this video is from direct messages from Vologda. I have messaged him directly. He's a very nice person, and that is my core evidence.
The video comparison that he intended to publish was never published because it broke YouTube's terms and conditions. His channel also received a warning from YouTube stating that his channel would be demonetized until 2025. Because I do not want to drive away viewership to his channel, I will only briefly summarize both videos he made covering the topic. And I will also include links in the description so you can all watch this and gather your opinion yourselves. The October 4th video, made a day after the demonetization, titled Vologda Mapping Glorifies Violence, talks about his temporary demonetization as well as his focus on Patreon and BuyMeACoffee, as he will make money there. For a few seconds in the video, Vologda hovered over the song comparison that he stated was on Patreon. Analyzing these seconds of the video, you can see a comment from a Patreon supporter by the name of Roach Prime, commenting the following. The differences are interesting. Russia's song is a call to action, Ukraine aims to raise morale and spirits, and Wagner's serves as a recruitment tactic and an attempt to build public support. This comment can give us some info on at least what the song is about, and could provide more reason why YouTube decided to demonetize the channel. The songs linked to Wagner likely raise concerns, as content related to such groups can be seen as promoting their views and actions, which incentivize YouTube to send the warning. This does beg the question, though, whether Vologda Mapping's content could be seen as glorifying or unintentionally supporting the group's actions. If we go by the assumption that the song was showcased for no other reason but for comparison, I believe no. According to YouTube's violent, extremist, or criminal organizations policy, the act of glorifying, celebrating, or promoting any terrorist leader or organization through song goes against their policy. However, Vologda Mapping, at least, according to him, presented the songs in a comparative context rather than actively glorifying the group's actions. You could make an argument that by showcasing a song associated with the group's activities, Vologda Mapping deserved to be warned by YouTube. If you are thinking this, then the answer to that is case dependent. This video by the YouTube creators team explains this.
Or false. Posting a video that depicts the insignia, logos, or symbols of violent criminal or terrorist organizations in order to encourage others to join the group could result in your channel receiving a strike or being terminated. The answer is true. Content intended to praise, promote, or aid violent criminal or terrorist organizations is not allowed on YouTube. These organizations are not allowed to use YouTube for any purpose, including recruitment. If posting content on these topics for educational, documentary, scientific, or artistic purpose, be sure to provide enough information in the video itself so viewers understand the context.
So, according to YouTube's official policies on this issue, you, 1. cannot promote or intend to promote these groups, and 2. you must provide context regarding the issue. The video's intention was not to promote the Vologda group, but rather to analyze differences between the songs from an educational standpoint, so we can safely check that off. Context, however, is a different issue. Vologda generously offered to send me the video to review, and while I was reviewing it, I had to agree with the YouTube team that there was not enough context in the video. The video did not contain any information about the group that was being compared, or why he was comparing it. The video also had the uncensored symbol that marked the group, something that clearly goes against YouTube's terms and conditions. So, if we go under the same assumption that YouTube made, that Vologda Mapping broke the terms and conditions, then we would have to discuss YouTube's punishment towards the channel. But first, let's clear up a misconception that isn't true. Many viewers of Vologda, because of the videos he made, believe that YouTube started off with a temporary demonetization and then changed their punishment to make it permanent. This isn't true, though. After some clarification with Vologda, he explained to me that he misunderstood the warning and the punishment. He said that the warning would expire in 2025 and that the demonetization had always been there and will always be permanent. What's wrong with this? Well, YouTube's warning penalized the channel, something that is explicitly stated in YouTube's community guidelines as something that they do not do. Quote, "The first time a creator violates our community guidelines, they receive a warning with no penalty." End quote. The channel received both a warning and what seems to be a penalty simultaneously, despite YouTube's stated policy regarding first-time violations. Finally, on October 9th, Vologda made a community post stating that the YouTube team would look into his case of permanent demonetization. And this is so far the last update regarding the situation. What I've noticed to be a pattern with YouTube and their punishment system is that the punishments for larger creators are often more lenient than smaller ones. Allow me to use the example of Jack's Films and Sniper Wolf. Following a series of drama between Jack and Sniper Wolf, an incident occurred where Sniper Wolf revealed Jack's private address and photos of his house on an Instagram story. Knowing that this was a serious federal crime, many in the community that were in the loop called for YouTube to deplatform her. In response, YouTube made a brief statement a week after the actual event, which called out both creators. YouTube then made another brief statement saying that she was only temporarily demonetized. According to YouTube's policies on harassment and cyberbullying, posting someone's non-public personal information is a violation of their privacy, and your channel will likely be terminated. Knowing that YouTube lightly punished a large creator on the platform for doxing someone else, concerns arise over whether smaller creators are being treated more harshly than larger ones for actions that aren't as severe. I got curious about what Vologda thought about this, so I asked him, "Do you feel like the YouTube punishment system unfairly targets smaller creators that don't make as much money?" And this was his response. I'm not sure that they target smaller creators as much. It's more that we are more vulnerable and don't have tools or influence to fight back. I have explained very clearly that this was a genuine mistake and that I do not endorse the Wagner Group or violence of any sort. But they refuse to back down and act as if I committed the most unforgivable of crimes. It might seem as if they target us specifically just because we get harder by this than YouTubers that are already financially independent. I agree with Vologda here, because it's true. When you have the massive company, YouTube, which dominates everything in its market, you can't fight back. There's no alternative, and there's no changing their minds. Soon, people will move on from the old controversy and flock to the new one. Something needs to change regarding YouTube. Yes, Vologda did violate the community guidelines, but the punishment Vologda got was disproportionate to the violation. Thank you all for watching this video, and please let me know your opinions in the comments, as well as anything I may have missed. Please keep the comments respectful.